Welcome to the Northbound Wealth Podcast. All opinions expressed by me, my co hosts, or my guests are solely our own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Northbound Wealth Management LLC. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be relied upon for any investment, tax, or legal advice, or as a solicitation to offer or buy any securities. Clients of Northbound Wealth Management LLC may maintain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast. Hello, this is Brent Foster, and this is the Weekly Market Insights with Northbound Wealth Management. We've got a mixed week for markets. Jobs are on the rise. This was posted as of August 8th, and reviewing last week, stocks turned in a mixed performance last week as investors struggled with headlines suggesting the Fed was unlikely to soon ease up on its current monetary tightening policy. Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 0.13%, while the S&P 500 rose 0.36%. The NASDAQ Composite Index picked up 2.15% for the week. The MSCI EAFE Index, which tracks developed overseas stock markets, gained 0.23%. So for the year, the Dow is down 9.73%. The NASDAQ is down 19.10%. The EAFE index is down 16.88%, and the S&P 500 is down 13.03%. And the 10-year Treasury note closed at 2.83%. That's up 16 basis points for the week, or 0.16%. Year to date, the 10-year note is up 1.31%. So the market is showing resilience. Ahead of Friday's employment report, stocks were generally higher, highlighted by a Wednesday rally triggered by fresh earnings surprises and better than expected economic reports. The rally was especially notable because it occurred when multiple Fed officials said that the fight against inflation hadn't ended, perhaps throwing cold water on the idea that the Fed might pivot due to weakening economic activity and the prospect of a cooling inflation data. Aside from this single day of enthusiasm, markets were a bit jittery, especially as investors monitored Speaker of the House Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. A robust employment report on Friday reinforced the idea that the Fed would likely stay on course on monetary tightening, resulting in a mixed market for the week. Employment report. The U.S. economy added 528,000 jobs in July, doubling the consensus expectations of 258,000. The unemployment rate ticked lower, falling from 3.6% to 3.5%. Coincident with this job creation was strong wage growth, as average hourly earnings rose 0.5% in July and 5.2% from a year ago. Leisure and hospitality, professional and business services, and healthcare led the way in reported job gains, as seen as most sectors of the economy. Even sectors such as construction, particularly vulnerable to rising interest rates, saw job gains. The labor force participation rate moved slightly lower, slipping to 62.1%, its lowest level this year. This week, key economic data. Wednesday is the CPI, or Consumer Price Index, the ISM, or Institute for Supply Management Services Index, and factory orders, all reporting on Wednesday. Thursday, jobless claims and the Producer Price Index, or PPI, numbers. Friday, consumer sentiment is released. Let's see. So we've got this week companies reporting earnings. Monday, which is today, Dominion Energy, Tyson Foods. Tuesday, Emerson Electric. Wednesday, the Walt Disney Company. Thursday, Illumina. Those are the major companies reporting earnings. Does waiting 30 days for a government report seem a bit unreasonable? After all, we live in a world of instant messages and real-time quotes. Why should we wait a whole month between updates on the CPI, or Consumer Price Index, to see what's going on with inflation? Well, you don't. If you're an economics geek like me, here's a secret tool you may not know. If economics is not your thing, know that I'm keeping close tabs on this stuff. The Cleveland Fed has a tool called inflation nowcasting, which provides Daily updates on inflation, much like the Atlanta Fed's GDP Now forecasting model, it provides a real time snapshot of gross domestic product. For July, the Inflation Now casting forecasts that prices will rise 0.27% from a month earlier. That would be the smallest month over month gain since January 2021. For August, it shows an increase of 0.32%. How will the financial markets react if inflation starts to trend lower? It's important to point out that forecasting tools are based on assumptions and subject to revision without notice. In some instances, they may not materialize at all. Real-time reports are nothing new, but it's great to see that the Fed is starting to get more instant updates on the economy, and it's information that's available to all of us. You have to know where to look. Transformative healthcare services to those impacted by life-altering medical conditions and injuries. That's what Northbound Health is all about. As everyone knows, life can change in an instant. In healthcare, quality of life is generally accepted as the individual's ability to enjoy normal life activities after receiving healthcare treatment for a life-altering condition or injury. Unfortunately, many people are left to deal with serious mobility, speech, cognitive, and occupational challenges affecting their everyday lives. If you, your family, or caregivers feel disillusioned, frustrated, or confused on the next steps to take, Northbound Health is here to guide you. This is how they can help. They have a unique approach that's patient-focused, that's convenient, holistic, transformative, affordable, and personalized. So if you've had a life-altering injury or condition, you need to reach out to Northbound Health. You also need to go to their website, www.northboundhealth.org, and check out their therapy services. Also, go to their events page because Northbound Wealth Management is hosting the first annual Northbound Health Golf Outing, which takes place on September 12th from 9 to 5 at Eagle Creek Golf Club. We're golfing the Sycamore course, which is challenging. It'll all test our golf games. And I just want to thank Matt Parrott for helping us out in getting this thing organized. We're really excited for a wonderful day. There's sponsorship opportunities. All donations and proceeds raised from the golf outing go to Northbound Health. There are prizes to win, sponsorships available. Okay, already said that. I guess I can move on. Here's some of patient testimonials as to why we support them. This is concrete evidence as to their approach to physical therapy, occupational therapy for life-altering conditions, situations that have impacted real-life people in our community. So Erica Hoffman says, in May of 2021, my life came to a screeching halt as I had to undergo emergency brain surgery. A craniotomy was performed to remove a benign brain tumor. I now can relate to what so many individuals and their families experience when an unexpected, emotional, and deeply impactful situation occurs. The fear and doubt that you feel during recovery can be very daunting. The medical community acts quickly to help save a life, but what about preparing you to recover or return to life? It's forever changed from that point forward. I would personally say that this is when the hard work, sweat, and tears begins. This is what makes Northbound Health so uniquely special. The therapists have seen this firsthand and want to make this transition tailored to what each person or family needs. Each person differs from the next. Shouldn't our therapy be different also? Absolutely, Erica. And that's why Northbound Wealth Management is sponsoring the Northbound Health Golf Outing on September 12th at Eagle Creek Golf Club. You can learn more by visiting www.northboundhealth.org and going to their events page, or by going to www.northboundwealth.com and our events page, where you can register and sign up and look for corporate opportunities. Nikki Lindsay says Northbound Health is open to hearing their clients' true needs. They don't just walk into your home, give you a piece of paper with exercises on it, take a few measurements, spend a quick 26 minutes with you, and leave you to move on to the next number on their schedule. Northbound Health therapists walk into your whole life and support you, your goals, and your efforts 100%. They work with you by first listening to you, and then together they help you realize the goals that you are striving to achieve. When they aren't working with you personally, they're actually sitting down with each other, making plans and coming up with innovative strategies to help make sure that the patient receives the very best care possible. The time, energy, and focus that is spent on making sure the whole person is addressed is absolutely unheard of in the rehabilitation industry. I have worked with a few other companies, and Northbound has set the standard that is going to be nearly impossible to surpass. Nikki Lindsay, what a great testimonial to support what Northbound Health is doing. Another patient of Northbound Health says, "Thank you, Northbound Health. Your thoughtful consideration and amazing attention to detail in addressing what's missing in the healthcare industry. God bless you all." And another patient, Michael Clark, says, "The best part about Northbound is that the staff is able to come to my home to administer my therapy. Getting ready and getting to the gym would expend half of my energy. The therapists are so good at what they do that Northbound has been an absolute game changer for me." Thank you, Michael, for saying that. Another patient and volunteer of Northbound Health, she says, quote, "I feel better now than I did before my accident, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Your dream and your foresight has given me and others a plan to get through our physical deficiencies. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for allowing me to be a small part of the journey, even though it has just begun. It's going to be a wild ride, but a rewarding one." Making a charitable contribution. Why sell shares when you can gift them? If you have appreciated stocks in your portfolio, you might want to consider donating those shares to charity rather than selling them. Donating appreciated securities to a tax-qualified charity may allow you to manage your taxes and benefit the charity. If you have held the stock for more than a year, you may be able to deduct from your taxes the fair market value of the stock in the year that you donate. If the charity is tax exempt, it may not face capital gains tax on the stock if it sells it in the future. Keep in mind, this article is for informational purposes only. It's not a replacement for real life advice. Make sure to consult your tax and legal professionals before modifying your gift giving strategy. There are several reasons to consider donating highly appreciated stock to a tax exempt charity. For example, you may own company stock and have the opportunity to donate some shares. There are also potential tax benefits to consider if you donate appreciated securities that you have owned for at least a year. If you sell those shares of appreciated stock from a taxable account and subsequently donate the proceeds from the sale to a charity, you may face capital gains tax on any gain you realize, which effectively trims the benefit of the cash donation. When is donating cash a choice to consider? Well, it's a great question. If you provide the charity with a cash gift, there may be some limitations. Cash gifts are generally deductible up to 50% of adjusted gross income. As an example, if a donor in the top 37% federal tax bracket gives a 501c3 nonprofit organization a gift of $5,000, the net may be $3,150, with $1,850 realized in tax savings. A donor should also need to consider state taxes in addition to federal. If you donate shares of depreciated stock from a taxable account to a charity, you can only deduct their current value, not the value they had when you originally bought them. Remember, the tax rules for charitable donations. If you donate appreciated stock to a charity, you may want to review IRS Publication 526, Charitable Contributions. Double check to see that the charity has nonprofit status under federal tax law, and be sure to record the deduction on Schedule A that you attach to your 1040. If your contribution totals $250 or more, the donation must be recorded. That is, the charity needs to give you a written statement describing the donation and its value and whether it is providing you with goods or services in exchange for it. If your total deduction for all non-cash contributions in tax year exceeds $500, then complete and attach Form 8283, which is the non-cash charitable contributions, to your 1040 when filing. If you donate more than $5,000 of property to a charity, you will need to provide a letter from a qualified appraiser to the charity and, by extension, the IRS, stating the monetary value of the gifts. Gifting cash or other assets to an organization is a wonderful opportunity, but keep in mind that the tax rules are constantly being adjusted, and there's a possibility that the current rules may change. Make certain to consult your tax and legal professionals before starting a new gifting strategy. Thank you for listening to the Northbound Wealth Management Weekly Market Insights with your host, Brent Foster, founder and CEO of Northbound Wealth Management. Until next week, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.